ending to any meal, America's sweet on just desserts, the sweet treat in the blue and yellow box. And now, back to Let's Take a Chance, with the star of our show, Lucky LaChance.
Thank you, Jill Kent, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our final challenge to our two young contestants, Betty Bailey and Baxter Birmingham. Once again, here to assist me is our lovely guest hostess on Let's Take a Chance. Here she is, the glamorous star of stage and screen, Miss Juliet Darling. A vision in purple tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I wish you folks at home could see her. Juliet, it's a delight to have you with us tonight.
It's been such fun.
And it's not over yet. Betty Bailey, Baxter Birmingham, are you ready for our final round of questions?
Ready.
Sure you are. But first, I think our audience at home and the studio audience here tonight would like to know a little bit about you.
Well, we're both seniors at Claremont College.
Class of 1938.
Claremont College. Well, Juliet. Looks like we have a couple of scholars here.
What fun.
And what are your plans for next year after you graduate?
It's quite a coincidence, really.
We want to be journalists, just like you.
You kids have certainly done your homework. I've been a news hound for years.
No, but that's how you got started. And you're still a great investigative reporter. Just look at all the facts you dig up for the show.
I admit I've devoted some time to the trivial and not so trivial facts and figures that we use on our show. It's led me down some interesting highways and byways.
Gosh, you really should write a novel about all of your adventures.
Well, young lady, you'll be surprised to find out that is exactly what I intend to do.
Really?
That's right, my autobiography.
Gosh.
It'll be full of anecdotes about all my friends and acquaintances, like Juliet here. Who knows? I may make some startling revelations.
Oh.
We've been friends for years, haven't we, Juliet?
Well, yes, and it's been such fun.
Well, gee, Mr. LaChance, I just can't wait to read your book.
I bet it'll be a bestseller.
Well, what do you say, ladies and gentlemen? Do I have a couple of fans here? Good luck to you, kids. I'm sure you'll be wonderful future journalists. And listen, don't let anything stand in your way. Go out and get those stories any way you can. That's what I did.
Gosh.
Now let's get back to some of those facts that I'm so good at digging up. Betty Bailey, Baxter Birmingham, so far you have won a phenomenal $15 in our preliminary round. This next question is worth $10.
Gosh.
Are you ready for the $10 question?
Ready.
Juliet Darling, will you select a question from our famous fact file?
What fun.
Here's the question. How many squares are found on the standard chessboard? No coaching from the audience, please.
64.
You are absolutely right. Betty Bailey, Baxter Birmingham, this is it. The $25 question. May I remind you, please, no coaching from the audience. Juliet, have you selected a question?
What fun.
Here goes. What kind of automobile is pictured on the foreground on the back of the $10 bill?
Oh, I don't remember. Is it a Ford?
I'm not sure.
10 seconds.
Wait. I remember. It's a Hotmobile.
Betty Bailey, Baxter Birmingham, you are absolutely right. All right, it's decision time. What are you going to do, Betty Bailey and Baxter Birmingham? Will you walk away with $50 or will you take a chance?
Oh, I don't know, Baxter. What do you think?
I don't know what to think right now.
Ooh,
What do you say, kids?
let's take a chance.
That's game as well, ladies and gentlemen.
Such fun.
Betty and Baxter, listen carefully. Our guest hostess, Juliet Darling, is going to pick a card from our chalice of chance. Now, depending on what card she picks, you may win 5, 10, 25, or even $50 in addition to the $50 you have already received.
Gosh.
Or you could lose the whole thing.
Gosh.
But we won't think about that right now. Juliet, would you please select a card? Ooh, I am sorry.
Oh, well. Thanks for being contestants on Let's Take a Chance.
Thank you.
We've had a lovely time.
Now, wait a minute. I'm not going to let two future journalists walk away empty-handed. Not tonight. Of all nights. Certainly not tonight, of all nights. What do you say, Juliet? Don't you think we should make an exception for Betty Bailey and Baxter Birmingham tonight, of all nights?
Oh, may I tell them, Lucky?
Well.
It's his birthday, ladies and gentlemen.
No secret is safe with you, Juliet. I guess no secret is safe with Juliet.
What? Oh.
Thank you. I'm humbly grateful for your kind wishes. Now, Betty and Baxter, I think our studio audience will approve if I award a crisp $50 bill to the two fine future young journalists.
Gosh, thanks.
And I see by my watch and chain that it's time to bring Let's Take a Chance to a close. Congratulations to our two contestants.
Thank you so much.
And what can I say about my dear friend Juliet Darling, who came all the way from Hollywood to attend this show and my birthday party tonight?
It'll be such fun. Everybody will be there.
As many as the house will hold. I'll tell you all about it on next week's show. Until then, this is Lucky LaChance saying, let's take a chance. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Let's Take a Chance was brought to you by Just Desserts, the sweet treat in the blue and yellow box. Whether you're serving an elegant company dinner or an everyday family fare, add a delicious finale from Just Desserts, available at your corner grocery store. And tune in next week at 7 o'clock for another exciting evening of Let's Take a Chance with your host, the star of our show, the one and only Lucky LaChance. It is 9 o'clock, and we have come to the end of our broadcast day. Radio station WKLX in Phineas, Ohio, operates on an assigned frequency of 150 megahertz under the authority of the Federal Communications Commission. Thank you for listening. We hope you will listen to us tune in at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. Good night.
Gosh, Baxter, hold still. I almost fell.
Sorry, the ground's muddy.
Wow, this must be a study. What a lot of books.
Hurry up, will you?
Oh, all right. Gosh. I can't believe I'm really here. This must be where he works. Collecting newspapers, studying all that information, writing all those wonderful stories. And this is his desk, his typewriter, his files. How do I look, Baxter? Baxter? Baxter, where are you?
I'm out here.
Well, what are you doing out there? Come in, why don't you?
I keep slipping. Give me a hand.
Oh, be careful, that trellis is going to... Baxter!
We shouldn't be doing this.
Come on, I'll help you.
Why are we doing this?
Because we wanted to go to Mr. LaChance's birthday celebration, but we weren't invited.
But it's breaking and entering.
It's just entering. We haven't broken anything.
We have now.
Wait a minute. I think I lost my earring.
Betty.
Oh, help me look for it, please.
We shouldn't be doing this, you know.
How else am I supposed to find my earring?
No, I mean, we shouldn't have come in this way. We should just run the front door and present our credentials.
What credentials?
For the press, we should just said Birmingham Bailey, Claremont College, Clarion. We're here to cover the story of Mr. LaChance's birthday celebration.
That's ridiculous.
What's ridiculous about it?
They would have slammed the front door in our faces. They wouldn't listen to us. Then where would we be?
This way, we'll probably get arrested. Then where will we be?
Oh, will you relax? We're not going to get arrested. We'll just walk in and mingle with the other guests.
If we ever find the party, are you sure this is the right house? What if we broke into the wrong house?
I'm sure we broke into the right house. Now, will you relax? After all, Mr. LaChance invited us, in a way.
Invited us?
Sure, you heard what he said. Don't let anything stand in your way. Go out and get that story any way you can.
I don't think he meant for us to crash his birthday celebration.
True. But when he sees us here, he'll have to admire our initiative.
I'm not so sure.
Well, Baxter, don't close that window. We might have to get out of here in a hurry.
Why? What's going to happen?
Well, I don't know, but help me find my earring.
Wait.
Did he find it?
No.
Come out, wherever you are.
Someone's coming.
Lucky darling, you there?
We're going to get arrested.
Goodness, sugar, what are you doing here in the dark? Let's have a little light on the subject, shall we? I have a great big hug and a kiss for the birthday boy. Oh.
Hi.
I wonder why the window's open.
I'll close it.
Please do. I believe it's beginning to storm.
He's not here.
Not here.
He seems to have been, detained.
Well, fiddle-dee-dee. He's not anywhere around then.
No, I'm afraid he's not here.
My, not here. He'll be along before we know it. The studio's only a hop, skip, and a jump from here.
That's true.
Well, I suppose you two are friends of Mr. LeChance.
Not
I'm
exactly.
Betty Bailey, and this is Baxter Birmingham.
We're reporters.
We're just so excited to be here for Mr. LeChance's birthday celebration.
Oh, yes. You said that Mr. LeChance.
He's been detained.
I see. And you are?
I'm Baxter Birmingham. This is Betty Bailey.
Oh.
I suppose you're a close friend of Mr. LeChance?
Oh, my, yes. We have so much in common, Lucky and I. We're both so at home in the world of literature. It was Lucky who encouraged me to write my novel, you know.
Your novel? Gosh.
Of course. You must have heard of it. As God is my witness, a sweeping chronicle of a Reconstruction period in the South End ravaged by war, a landmark in American literature.
You must be Melanie Trevor.
Why, yes, you silly man.
Gosh.
It's sweet of you to say that. You're probably wondering how a simple Southern belle like me ever became a woman of letters. Well, I'll tell you. I was reclining on the settee on the veranda one day, drinking lemonade and reading, I don't know, some novel or other, and then it struck me like a bolt of lightning. Just like that, a bolt of lightning.
It did?
Yes, indeed it did. Fiddle-dee-dee, I said. I can do better than that. And then I flung that silly book down and I started working on my novel straight away. That very same day. Can you imagine?
Goodness.
My friends all thought I was crazy. Melanie, they said, you must be crazy. The sun must have affected your brain to stop this foolishness at once. But I would just laugh and toss my head. Ha ha. Fiddle-dee-dee, I said. I can do it. I know I can. I have faith in myself and faith in my novel. And I did do it.
That's wonderful.
Well, it has been exciting. They're talking about a movie, you know. A big one. Can you imagine? My little old book? A movie?
Gosh.
Of course, I won't even consider it unless they find the perfect Rouge O'Malley. It can't be just anyone, you know. It has to be someone with the kind of stature that a role of this magnitude requires.
I know what you mean. You want someone like Juliet Darling.
Well, of course, Juliet is a dear friend of mine and very, very, very talented. But I think she just may be a teensy-weensy bit old to play Rouge. Rouge is young, romantic, fired with a lust for life.
What do you think then?
Someone very special, someone brilliant, but unknown. Someone on the threshold of an astonishing career.
But with stature.
My, yes, that's very important. Oh, but I can't impose my view. I'm the author, not the director. I'll just leave all those problems to Roman.
Oh.
You know, Roman Woodworski,
Oh.
the famous director.
Oh.
I won't even consider selling the rights to As God is My Witness unless Roman agrees to direct the picture. I would simply insist upon that.
But you have been approached by one of the studios. They made a definite offer?
There's nothing down in black and white, sugar, but a number of delicate hints have been dropped. Here we all are. Isn't this nice?
Yes, very nice.
You said that Mr. LeChance.
He's been detained?
Yes, detained.
Lucky old scout, are you there?
He's not here, sugar. He's been detained.
Oh, Melanie, it's you. Good to see you.
Charming to see you, Sonny darling, as always.
Look, he's not here, you say? Too bad. I'd hope to have a little chat with him before the others arrive. Hello, what's this?
Oh, I am sorry. These two little darlings came to tell us Lucky has been detained. This is,
I'm Betty Bailey.
Baxter Birmingham.
How'd you do? How'd you do? Sunny Fairweather, friend of the family and all that.
How do you do, Mr. Fairweather?
Lucky didn't say why you'd been,
Detained.
detained.
No, he didn't say.
Ah, too bad.
Well, gee, I think Mr. LeChance is just wonderful, don't you? And I mean, gosh, he's so brilliant, so informed. He's just a mine of interesting information, wouldn't you say? And I mean, he was so nice, just a real down-to-earth person.
What did he tell you exactly?
Nothing. Just that he's writing it, and it's a whole new career for him is all.
He said he was going to make some startling revelations.
I knew it.
What kind of revelations?
I don't know. He never said. You say you're a close family friend of the family friend of Mr. Fairweather?
Call me Sonny. Never was one to stand on ceremony, you know. You have quite a mouth on you, boy. And you're...
That's Birmingham.
Birmingham, eh? Any relation to the Boston Birminghams?
No, I don't think so.
What about the Philadelphia Birminghams?
No.
What about Oyster Bay then?
I'm afraid not.
Oh, you're not anyone at all then.
Sonny, darling, this young man is going to think you're a terrible snob.
Oh, no, doesn't matter a bit. Never was one to worry about genealogy and all that. Not important at all.
We were talking about your friendship with Mr. LaChance.
You were?
I'm pretty sure you were a close family friend of his, right?
Oh, yes. Why, I go way back. Why, I've been a family friend for over 40 years now. Man and boy.
40 years? That means that you must have met Mr. LaChance when you were just children.
Schoolboys, my dear. Went to the Eastbrook Country Day School together. Very exclusive, don't you know?
My.
Sonny, you are a snob.
Not at all. Just a statement, don't you know? Anyway, we were at Lansing together after that. We were both 14 that first year. No, wait. I was 14. Lucky was a little bit younger. 13, I think. Yes, 13. Almost 14. He had a birthday in October. Or November. Can't remember which.
It must have been October.
Eh? What makes you think so?
Well, it's October now, and it's Mr. LaChance's birthday.
Aha! So it is. So it must have been October. So in September, I was 14 and Lucky was 13. Unless I was 13. Then Lucky would have been 12. But then he would have been too young for Lansing. So it must have been that we were 14. At least I was.
Does it matter, sugar?
Of course not. Doesn't matter a bit. Anywho, we always used to say that. Anywho, we were at Lansing together for 4 years. I'm still there, you know.
Still there?
Headmaster now. Quite an honor. Very prestigious prep school. Quite an honor indeed.
And you and Mr. LaChance have been friends ever since?
Friends ever since, yes indeed. And there's no friend like a fair-weather friend if I do say so.
I'm sure of it.
Yes indeed. Lucky's been, detained, you say?
Detained, yes.
Ah, too bad.
I can't think of what could have detained him. He told me to stop by early so we could talk.
Told me that too. Strange he should be detained.
But it doesn't matter a bit, does it? We were having a wonderful little chat all by ourselves, now weren't we?
Miss Trevor was telling us all about the novel that she's writing.
What's that, a novel?
Oh, come along, sugar. You know all about As God Is My Witness.
I do? Oh, I do. Yes, of course. Hard to believe our Miss Melanie writing a book all by herself. Never would have believed it.
What do you mean?
Now, Melanie, no offense. It's just surprising. That's all. You writing about the Southern aristocracy.
What's so surprising about it?
Now, Melanie, don't get upset, but the Trevors... Well, no one's ever actually heard of the Trevors.
I am wounded. Wounded to the heart. How can you say such an unkind thing, Sonny Fairweather?
It's nothing personal, Melanie.
No doors are ever closed to a woman of charm and femininity. Society opened its arms to me just like it did to my heroine, Rouge O'Malley.
Well, now, Miss Trevor, I'm sure that Mr. Fairweather...
Call me Sonny. Never was one to stand on ceremony.
I'm sure that Sonny didn't mean to upset you.
But I am upset. I am truly upset. I am devastated that he would speak to me in that manner.
Now.
Please, tell us more about your book, Miss Trevor.
We're looking forward to reading your next book.
My next book?
Aren't you writing another book?
Who told you that?
No one. It's just that most successful authors write more than one book. I just thought...
Well, you were wrong. Wrong.
I guess I was wrong.
Y'all don't understand. As God Is My Witness came out of my very soul. It was purest inspiration. As God Is My Witness is my story. I am Rouge O'Malley.
Dear, didn't mean to start anything. Just made a simple statement.
Well, I do wish you would consider your remarks.
Now, Melanie, if you had a little help with your books, I don't see any harm in saying so.
There you go again. It's my book. Mine, I tell you.
All right, Melanie, whatever you say.
party before the rest of the gang is here.
Oh, we got a real expensive bottle of wine. Oh, I guess everyone had the same idea.
Oh, hey, that's okay. The more, the merrier. How you doing, Sonny? Melanie, where's Lucky?
I don't think he's here, Daddy.
What do you mean not here? Of course he's here.
Actually, Sugar, Bunny's right. Lucky's not here.
Where is he?
He's been detained, old boy.
What do you mean detained? He told me to get here early.
We came rushing over here in the rain. I hope my new shoes aren't ruined. Do you like them, Melanie?
Very pretty, Sugar. They surely are.
They feel a little squishy. I got 3 pairs.
3 pairs. Imagine.
I shopped and shopped all afternoon. Daddy had a fit when he saw all the stuff I bought.
Shut up, Bunny. Lucky's got a lot of nerve not being here. I'm a busy man. I don't have time waiting for him to show up.
He'll be along, officer. Don't get excited. Oh, Bunny, darling, don't open that thing in here. I implore you. It's bad luck.
I'm just putting it over here to Jem. Imagine. We come rushing over here in the storm. We come rushing over here in the storm to meet with Lucky, and he's not here.
To meet with Lucky? Goodness, I thought this was a social occasion.
It is a social occasion. I didn't say it wasn't, did I, Daddy? Did I?
Shut up, Bunny.
It is strange, his being detained. Look, he's always so prompt. Even when we were boys, he was always Johnny on the spot, don't you know? Always right on time. No excuses. This is very unlike him. Lucky and I...
Yeah, I know. You go way back. What detained him?
Well, he didn't say.
He didn't say.
Apparently he didn't say.
I don't understand. Daddy and I, we rushed to get here, didn't we, Daddy?
You told me to get here early, that's all. Probably wanted to ask me something.
Or tell you something.
What do you mean by that?
Nothing at all.
You probably wanted some financial advice.
Daddy's great at giving financial advice.
Oh, are you an accountant, Mr.
Oh, I am sorry. I should make some introductions. Upson and Bodie Downs. This is,
I'm Betty Bailey.
That's Birmingham.
How'd you do? How'd you do?
We've already met, Mr. Fairweather.
So we have. Good to see you again.
Mr. Downs, are you Ups and Downs financier?
What about it?
I just read an article about you in High Fortune magazine, Mr. Downs. Ups and Bears down on Wall Street.
I've had some success in the current bear market.
I'll say, I heard you made millions.
The Depression has been very good to me in Upson.
Is it true that President Roosevelt is considering you for a diplomatic post?
Can't discuss that. Not until he makes an announcement.
Then it's true?
Gosh.
I never said that.
Ain't it exciting? I'll probably be presented at court and everything. I'll have to get all new clothes. I can get all new clothes, can't I, Daddy?
I think that's a little wasteful, Sugar.
Maybe. I'll keep some of the old things, like the emerald green outfit I wore last spring. Then take a picture of it for Town and Country. Do you read Town and Country?
Not usually.
You should have seen it. Bunny Downs, one of the Wall Street Wizard Ups and Downs, looked ostentatious, and an ankle-length emerald green gown festooned with ostrich feathers.
Looked how?
Ostentatious, I think that's what it said.
Perhaps ostentatious was the word.
Yeah, that was it. Don't you like it? I like festoon, too. Festoon, festoon, festoon. I think it's cute.
Yes, and somehow so very appropriate.
What do you mean?
It sounds very nice, Mrs. Downs.
I have this something here someplace. I don't think you can wear emerald green when you're presented at court, though.
I'm sure I don't know, Sugar.
I think you're supposed to wear white. Here. It's all about high society and we're in it. Read where it says we're now Val Riches.
I think that's nouveau riche.
Well, that's good, ain't it?
Certainly better than no reach at all.
What?
Sonny, don't be unkind.
Doesn't matter a bit. Just a little joke.
I don't get it.
Why don't I see if I can round up some more glasses? Be back in a mo. We always used to say that.
Oh, how I hate that Sonny Fairweather. He's so snooty.
No, I don't pay attention to him.
They probably tell you what to wear.
Who?
When you're presented at court, they probably tell you.
Well, then why don't we just wait until they do, darling?
Mr. Downs, what advice would you give to a young investor just starting out?
I don't give advice.
Oh, well, that's okay. I was just wondering how you got started on Wall Street.
You ask an awful lot of questions, kid.
I'm just curious, Mr. Downs.
Well, being curious can get you in trouble.
Upson, you're starting to sound like a gangster or something.
How can you say that? He is not.
I didn't mean anything by it.
Don't pick on Upson. Everybody was doing it.
Shut up, Bunny.
Doing what, darling? I don't know what you mean.
Don't act dumb with me. You know what? Everybody knows what.
Shut up, Bunny.
I assure you, Bunny, I have no idea what. I have absolutely no idea what.
Ha!
And if I did know what, I wouldn't breathe a word. My lips would be sealed.
Shut up, Melanie.
Well, fiddle-dee-dee, I will not be spoken to in that manner.
What are you going to do about it?
If it weren't for the fact that I have an appointment with Lucky, I would leave immediately. I would not stay in the same room with such a vulgar, uncouth, ungentlemanly person.
Daddy, did you hear that? Melanie has an appointment with Lucky.
So what?
Melanie has an appointment with Lucky. We have an appointment with Lucky. Maybe Sunny Fairweather has an appointment with Lucky too.
He does.
Daddy, he does. Everybody has an appointment with Lucky.
And where is he? What does he want?
He probably wanted to tell you about his autobiography. You're probably all in it.
Of course you are. You're his closest friends. He knows all about you.
He probably even knows what.
What?
There isn't any what. He doesn't have anything on me.
Well, I certainly have nothing to fear.
No, he just invited you along to mix them in juleps.
Well, I declare, I certainly have no respect for a person who has to resort to sarcasm to make his point in a discussion.
Cut it out, Melanie.
I have no idea what you mean.
That phony southern drawl, you could cut it out with a knife.
Phony? How dare you?
Yeah, phony. How would your readers like to find out what Melanie Trevor's really like?
My readers understand me completely. I'm the spirit of the Old South. I am Rouge O'Malley.
I think you're a fraud, and I think Lucky knows it.
And what does he have on you, Mr. Ups and Downs?
What about a tiara?
What?
A tiara. Should I get one?
What for?
For when I'm presented at court.
Shut up, Bunny.
Look who's here, everybody.
Juliet, how wonderful to see you. And my Roman, what a surprise.
Ah, my dear Miss Trevor. How enchanting to see you again.
Found these two wandering around in the hull. What were you trying to do? Steal all the silver? Just a little joke.
Gosh, Baxter, it's Juliet, darling.
Where's Lucky?
He's been detained.
We're all waiting for him.
I want to see him. Alone.
Well, Sugar, I'm afraid you can't see him alone or in a crowd. He's simply not here.
We had an appointment. He's late.
No help for it. Might as well relax and have a little drinky poo.
Miss Darling.
No autograph.
Oh, I am young. Would be delighted to give you my autograph.
Well, Jane, I didn't mean to intrude on your privacy, Miss Darling. I'm just a big fan of yours.
There are so many fans. One can't possibly take notice of them all.
You don't want my autograph?
But I read Current Film Magazine every month.
Really?
Why don't you want my autograph?
Oh, I never said that.
So you do want my autograph?
I'm not sure.
Well, how can I convince you?
It's just that I don't know who you are.
You have never heard of Roman Budwatsky?
Oh, Roman Budwarsky.
You remember, darling. I told you about Roman Budwarsky, the most gifted film director of our time.
Ah, you are too kind, my dear Miss Trevor.
Such inspiring films. Hail Victory, To Do and Die. It's a pretty good life.
I have tried bringing realism to the screen.
Gosh. But I just know that his greatest triumph will be As God Is My Witness.
A toast with God is my witness.
What a wonderful idea. Oh. Sonny, darling, what are we to drink?
Oh, right. Not enough here, I'm afraid. I'd better go toddle on town and get some more.
What do you keep toddling down for? Why don't you just ring for the butler?
No! No, he's much too busy with the party. I can find my way.
Ah, yes, the friend of the family.
Quite so. I know where the bodies are buried, so to speak.
Bodies? What bodies?
Never mind where the bodies are buried. Do you know where the liquor is languishing?
Indeed I do. Come along with me, Miss Melanie.
Lay down, McDuff.
We always used to say that.
What about the bodies?
There aren't any bodies.
But he said he knew where they were buried.
It's just an expression, Mrs. Downs. It means he knows all the secrets.
Daddy, Sonny knows all the secrets. Lucky must have told him.
Don't get excited.
He probably knows
There isn't any what?
What?
Nothing. Forget it, will you? Talk about something else.
What?
Anything. Hey, Juliet, where's Greg?
Greg?
Your old man. Where is he?
Do you mean Gregory Goodson?
Yeah, why didn't he come with you?
Perhaps because we are divorced?
Oh, that's too bad.
It happened a rather long time ago.
Now, I thought your husband was Carl Carrington.
Oh, he was once. Carl preceded Gregory.
Please, I hate to, how do you say this?
Contradict?
Yes, I hate to do that, but wasn't Jeff Jurgensen the one before Goodson? Carl Carrington came later.
You're wrong. Carl came before Greg. Jeff came between Tom Tillotson and Sam Sorrell.
But you have forgotten, my angel, that you were married to Tom while we were filming Be Still, My Heart.
Nonsense. That was the Daredevil. Be Still, My Heart was Ted.
How could I have forgotten the Daredevil? You were married to Montgomery Mason, and she was insanely jealous of us.
It couldn't have been Monty. Monty had a jealous bone in his body. It was Ted, and he was simply green.
It was Monty who was green, my precious.
It was Ted.
That was George.
It was not George.
Don't be tiresome, Juliet.
I am not tiresome. It is you who are tiresome. Stubborn, tedious, and tiresome.
Oh, really?
Yes, really. Everyone says so. I ask you, is this not the most tiresome individual you have ever met?
Dear, dear, what's this? Here we've been gone for a minute, and there they are squabbling like a pair of street urchins.
Shame, shame, double shame.
Oh, Melanie, I like that. It's cute.
Sonny will bear me out.
We'll see.
If I can help in any way.
Do you remember Distant Thunder? Of course you do. It was my greatest triumph.
I believe I do.
You visited me on set.
I did. Very interesting experience.
And met my husband.
Yes, delightful fellow. Sherman or Herman or
No!
Perhaps I was wrong then.
Oh, gee, Miss Darling, you've had so many husbands, it's a wonder you can keep them all straight.
She doesn't.
I do. I love them all with all of my heart. I adored every one of them. It was simply not our destiny to remain together. We were, all of us, star-crossed, but I cherish the little time I had with each of them, as I've often said to Ludwig.
Ludwig?
My present husband. As I've often said to Ludwig, I adore you, Ludwig, but I'm not for you alone. You must share my affections with all of my husbands.
I bet he's jealous.
Jealous? Of course not. Jealousy is so plebeian. Ludwig is an aristocrat. He is above such things.
Well, why isn't he here, sugar? We'd all adore to meet him.
Well, Ludwig never goes out, not since the legal proceedings began.
Legal proceedings?
We are getting a divorce.
A divorce?
Oh, sugar, what a shame.
Oh, it's an amicable one. Ludwig will agree to a generous settlement, and I, for my part, remember him fondly forever.
As long as he keeps shelling out the dough, you mean?
How dare you?
You dames are all alike. The only thing that matters to you is money.
Roman, are you going to allow this ruffian to speak to me this way?
In my country, sir, we have more respect for a lady.
I got respect for ladies. Only so happens I was speaking to Juliet.
This is outrageous! Roman!
When you are speaking to Juliet Darling, you are in fact speaking to a lady. You are speaking to the First Lady of the American theater.
Says who?
Says hundreds of my ardent fans.
If you ask me, you're both a couple of phonies.
Daddy, don't be mean.
What does this mean? Phonies.
You ought to know, Buster. You're worse than Melanie with that accent of yours.
Upson, you are being very unpleasant this evening.
Quite so, my dear Upson.
In Hollywood, where I now live and work, there are many people who speak as I do.
I noticed that. There seems to be a strong foreign element in the film industry. No offense, Roman.
It is no matter. All this talk makes me tired, and I have been on a train for more than 2 days. Just to see Lucky.
How come you didn't make films in your own country?
Art knows no national boundaries. Roman came to America to make films because here he has the proper environment in which to cultivate his genius.
The money's not bad, either is it, Roman?
You insult me again. If you were in my country...
Your country, your country. Why don't you go back there if you're so crazy about it?
I have told you, my work is here. I am not free to go.
I'd really like to know the real reason you're not free to go. I get the feeling you don't want to go.
I have told you, my heart is there, my art is here.
I know.
I have come here at a great personal sacrifice. I have had many loves in my life. It was painful to come away.
Leaving behind a trail of broken hearts.
Probably left a trail of unpaid bills, too.
You insult me again? If you were in my country, I would surely call you out.
You mean a duel? Listen, Fancy Pants, you don't impress me. You think you're such a big shot? Movie directors are a dime a dozen.
You dare say this to me? I'm an artist!
An artist? You're hired help.
Upson, I must protest. It's because of Roman's genius that I have decided to allow Paragon Pictures to produce As God Is My Witness.
I say that is exciting news.
Listen, I can buy and sell Paragon Pictures. In fact, maybe I will. How'd you like me to produce your picture, Melanie?
Oh, that's wonderful. Maybe I can be a movie star.
Why not? Maybe you could play Rouge O'Malley and As God Is My Witness.
Oh, Daddy, that's a wonderful idea.
Quite so.
Imagine me as Rouge O'Malley.
She doesn't wear a tiara, Bunny.
Oh, never mind then.
Now that that's all settled, how about a drinky brew?
You're right, Sonny. Why, I don't even remember what precipitated this silly argument.
Miss Starling's forces, you all were arguing about it earlier.
But I don't remember which one.
The new one, sugar.
So many cousins. It's a wonder you don't forget one.
Why would I forget one?
Gee, Juliet, I didn't mean to upset you.
I could never forget one.
But it'd be so easy to do.
It would be impossible to do.
There you go, quarreling again. Come on, we are all friends here.
Sonny's right. I'm the bartender. Name your poison.
Upson, please. I loathe that expression.
We are not all friends.
Of course we are, Juliet. What are you talking about?
We are not all friends.
Oh, dear.
Who are these people?
I'm Betty Bailey.
Birmingham.
Yes, but who are you?
That's what I was asking young Birmingham here. He doesn't seem to be anyone at all, really.
I declare, I never thought about it. What are you two doing here?
Yeah, did Lucky know you were coming?
Not exactly.
Well, Fiddle DD, you mean you crashed the party?
They were spying on us.
You don't understand. We represent the press.
The press? Sonny, the reporters?
This will not do. I must ask you to leave immediately.
Look, sister, either scram or we'll call the cops.
Betty, we better go.
Go with them, Sonny. Make sure they leave the house.
Allow me to escort you to the door.
I declare, this is the most outrageous thing I have ever heard of.
Daddy, I'm scared. They were spying on us.
So what? Nobody said anything.
Oh, I wish Lucky would have never got this autobiography idea in the first place.
Well, I have nothing to hide.
Cut it out, Juliet. Lucky didn't ask any of us here just to be sociable.
What do you mean?
You know what I mean. He didn't come all the way from California just for a birthday party.
He said he had something to show me, that's all.
Something that would prove of great interest to you. That's what he said.
Come on, y'all. The other guest is starting to arrive. Sugar, you look divine. You surely do.
How'd you do? How'd you do? How about that weather, hey?
But Lucky's not here yet.
So what? He'll show up. Come on, let's go.
Can I sit here? My feet are just killing. New shoes, aren't they cute?
It's gotta be here somewhere.
The party has started.
Yes, of course. We were just coming along.
That is quite a storm.
Are they gone?
I can't tell. It's all dark. Yes, they must have gone into the party. Gosh, look at this mess.
Okay, put the folder back on the desk and let's go.
Baxter, look at this mess.
Betty.
Someone's been looking for something.
Betty.
What?
Put the folder back on the desk. You never should have taken it in the first place.
Maybe the folder is what they were looking for.
Betty, let's go.
All right, come on.
All right.
Wait a minute. We never did find my earring.
Betty.
Oh, come on. After we find it, we'll leave. I promise, okay?
All right. Where did you lose it?
I don't know where I lost it. That's why we're looking for it.
Wait, here it is.
Baxter,
Yes.
there's somebody here.
Who?
I don't know. Baxter, I think he might be dead.
Gosh. Dad?
I think so.
You're not sure.
How can I be sure? I think so.
What makes you think so?
He's just lying there. He hasn't said anything. If he were alive, he would have said something, right?
Who is he?
I don't know who he is. It's dark.
Then how do you know it's a he?
I don't. I just know it's a person, okay? And that he or she is dead, okay?
You think?
Oh, Baxter, will you stop it? I'm scared. Let's go.
That's what I wanted to do in the first place, but you wanted to crash this party.
Hardy. Wait a minute. Maybe I do know who that is.
You know?
I think I do.
Okay, who is it?
I think it's Mr. the Chance.
Gosh. What makes you think so?
Well, I mean, he wasn't here tonight, and he was supposed to be here.
Oh, well, if he isn't here, then who is that?
Well, he was here, but nobody knew he was here. So it was like he wasn't here. That's why everyone was wondering why he wasn't here.
That's right, all those people were wondering where he was.
And he never showed up.
Wait a minute, there's a reasonable explanation for this. Someone said he was detained.
Baxter, we said that.
Oh.
So that must be him, I think.
Oh.
But somebody must have known he was here.
Who?
Whoever murdered him.
How do you know he was murdered? How do you know he just didn't have a heart attack?
A heart attack?
Yeah.
Oh, come on, Baxter. If you have a heart attack, you just have one. You don't go behind a screen to do it.
Oh, excuse me. I think I'm going to go have a heart attack now, but I'm going to go behind the screen. I wouldn't want to ruin the heart of it.
Of course you don't.
But who would want to kill Mr. LeChance?
They're going to think we did it.
Why? Why would we tell anyone?
We wouldn't, but we're not supposed to be here. We're the ones that broke in.
That's what I told you in the first place, but you wouldn't listen, would you?
Oh, let's not argue anymore. Let's just leave, okay?
Good idea. Gee, it looks like it's going to storm. It's only thunder.
I'm sorry. I'm just a little nervous.
I am too.
Hurry, Baxter.
I'll go down first and help you down.
Someone there? Am I interrupting something?
Not at all. We were just...
I'm Baxter Birmingham, and this is Betty Bailey. How do you do?
Lovely to meet you.
Must have taken a wrong turn. Such a big place.
Well, this is the study.
The stuff, yes.
I'm afraid I don't know who you are.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you'd know.
I guess not.
Well, hey, don't apologize. I forget here in the East, I'm not just a big shot. Can't expect everybody to know me like they do on the coast.
You're from California, then?
Yeah, but I travel a lot. We got a lovely country, you know what I mean? Hey, buddy, why don't you come inside? You're gonna get soaked.
Oh, it's okay. I'm going to these.
No kidding. This reminds me of the Hollywood Hills real estate caper. Everybody was suspecting Chubby Bucklesworth, but as soon as I saw they were serving domestic champagne at the party, I knew he couldn't have done it.
Done what?
Murdered that starlet in his new picture, Ethel Lyon.
That's awful.
Terrible. But they hadn't shot many scenes yet, so they just had to get another unknown for the party. Murder's a lot more fun when you've never heard of the girl, right?
I suppose.
Of course, I've been involved in cases where the victims were big, big stars. Ever heard of the B-movie murders?
No.
The Los Angeles police were convinced that Jerome Jefferson had killed his leading lady due to professional jealousy.
But Jefferson didn't do it, did he?
You got it. I knew it the moment I looked at the shooting schedule.
That's right, you did.
There were other ones, too, like the Malibu Massacre, Death Trap at Oceanside, and the Turnerfield murders. Everybody suspected suicide at the time, but I knew better.
I've heard of all those murders.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. No, you haven't. How could you have heard about all those murders way out in California?
Oh, not just California. Hollywood.
Pardon me?
Oh, I beg your pardon, but they all happen in Hollywood. They're on top news.
Oh, I see.
I know who you are. Betty, this is Lieutenant Balboa.
Oh, lovely to meet you.
Betty, this is the world-famous Lieutenant Balboa.
Oh, that Lieutenant Balboa. What's he famous for?
I've read all your books. You're my favorite mystery writer.
Thanks, kid. That's good to hear. I'm actually a little bit surprised about all the attention my books have been getting. Mr. LeChance thought maybe if I came on his radio show, I could promote them even more. What do you think?
You mean to say you're going to be a contestant on Let's Take a Chance?
Well, not a contestant exactly, more like an assistant. At least that's what LeChance wrote in his letter.
So you've never actually met Mr. LeChance then?
Well, no. But he invited me to this big house for his celebration of sorts. Very nice of him, don't you think?
Yes, very nice.
You seen him around anywhere?
Yes,
In a way.
In what way?
We saw him,
He
but
seemed a little preoccupied.
Well, I'm sure he'll be along before we know it.
Well, gee, Lieutenant Feldboa, people have already started to arrive for the party. Won't you go and join the other guests?
Nah, I'll just stay here and read the paper until LeChance shows up.
Lieutenant Balboa, we have a problem.
We have?
Well, when you say that you write about crime, or what I mean is, do all of those murders out in Hollywood actually happen?
Well, sure they did. I may just be a novelist, but I've written enough about crime to be kind of an expert on the criminal mind.
Then they were real.
Sure. Why not?
Baxter, maybe Lieutenant Balboa can help us.
Sure. I'd be glad to help. What's the problem?
we know where Mr. LeChance is.
Well, I thought someone in the house must know.
Well, we think we do. You see, we're not entirely sure.
Where is he then?
Over there, behind the screen.
Oh, yeah. What's he doing there?
Well, we think he might be dead.
No kidding. Guess I won't get a chance to meet him after all.
We think he's been murdered.
Oh, yeah? Geez, maybe I can help. I had a little experience with this sort of thing. Did you call the police?
Not yet. We only found the body a few minutes ago.
We didn't do it. There's some bystanders.
More or less.
Maybe I should look at the body.
Oh, would you please? We're just so scared we don't know what to do.
There's really nothing to it. You can look all you want. You just can't touch the body until after the police arrive.
We haven't touched a thing.
Aha!
Uh-huh.
In my opinion,
Yes.
the gentleman is dead.
Dad, what are you talking about? Nobody's dead. Mrs. Stones, what are you doing here?
I came back to get my old shoes. My feet are just killing me in these new ones. Wait, what are you doing here?
We can explain this.
I'm gonna tell Upson. He's not gonna like this at all.
No, Mrs. Downs, please wait.
No, you wait. Upson's gonna be so mad.
We're in for it now.
Well, is it Mr. Chance?
I don't know. It's some dark-haired fella. Not too tall.
Oh, Baxter, go and see if it's Mr. LeChance.
All right. Good tell Mara if he's been stabbed. The knife is still there.
It's a very unusual ornamental knife.
But what does it mean?
I don't know, but first you two gotta tell me how you have to come about finding the body.
Well, Betty and I were returning a folder that we just happened to borrow from Mr. LeChance.
And I thought that while we were at it, we may as well look for my earring. I lost it when we came in earlier, you see.
And where is this earring?
Oh, Baxter has it. Go ahead and give it to him, Baxter.
Here it is.
Aha!
Uh-huh.
A real interesting earring. The murderer must be someone with just one red earring.
That's my earring!
Is that a confession?
Betty didn't do it. She just lost it on her way through the window.
Aha! And who are you?
There, Daddy!
What do you think you're doing?
Upson, Bunny, why did you run away like that? Well, I do declare, I have never in my life seen such a brazen display of bad manners. Y'all were asked to leave.
Melanie, people are asking about Lucky, and I don't know what to tell them. What's this?
I thought you made sure they left, Fairweather.
I did. I escorted them right to the front door. I'd have gone with them out to the gate, but there's such a storm, you see.
I am simply shocked that y'all would return. We've made it very, very clear that y'all are not wanted here.
But we can't just leave.
And why not, may I ask? It seems to me that y'all can do exactly that. Just leave. Leave this house at once.
Bravo, my dear Miss Trevor.
Very dramatic, Melanie, darling.
This is not a trifling matter, Juliet. I am very upset.
So am I. There seems to be a feeling that I'm to blame for everything.
Why, Sugar, no one said that.
I said it. You should have gotten rid of him.
Seems to me that it's far too late for that now.
Eh? What do you mean?
Well, no one should be permitted to leave the room at this time.
Who says so?
Who indeed? Do any of us know this person?
Oh, this is Lieutenant Balboa, the famous author and detective.
Balboa, eh? Any relation to the Savannah Balboas?
Sonny, really, does anyone care? What I would like to know is what Mr. Balboa is doing in Lucky the Chance's study.
I agree, Miss Trevor. It seems very strange indeed that Balboa is here and Lucky is not.
Where is Lucky?
He's dead.
Dead?
Dead!
Dead?
Did you say?
Dead!
Mercy!
We think he's been murdered.
Did you hear that? They murdered him!
That's so who did?
They did! They must have! We don't even know them!
We had no motive to kill Mr. the Chance.
Now, the fact of the matter is that the murderer could be any one of you.
Someone should notify the police.
I'll do it. There's a telephone out in the hall.
I wonder if you'll be able to get through, Sonny.
Eh? What do you mean?
Your telephone lines may be down because of the storm.
Oh, see what you mean.
But if somebody doesn't get a hold of the police, then the murderer may escape.
Yes.
I think I have a solution.
See, Daddy knows what to do.
Mr. Balboa here can carry on his investigation until the police arrive.
What help will that be?
The police will still want to, how do I say this? Interrogate us.
Listen, if this guy finds out who bumped him off before the cops get here,
The rest of us could avoid unfortunate publicity. Capital idea, old man.
Bravo, my dear Upson.
What about the other people?
What other people?
The other guests?
Do you mean the public?
Seems to me anybody who's anybody is here in this room.
And some people who aren't anybody at all.
The solution to this entire mystery is dependent upon motive and opportunity.
Why, I'm sure none of us had any motive at all upon Lucky. Why, he was my dearest friend and confidant.
Lucky and I go way back, you know.
Mr. Fairweather, didn't you say you were going to try and phone the police?
Oh, to be sure.
sure, go ahead, Sonny, even though the telephone lines are probably down because of the storm.
I quite understand. I'll just give it a go anyway, shall I?
Must the rest of us remain in this dreadful room?
Certainly not, Miss,
Darling.
Oh, the actress? Oh, jeez, this is quite an honor. I've never missed one of your faces.
And I am Roman Budwansky.
Oh, how do you do?
Come, Roman, there's no need for us to remain here. Call us if you need us.
Dear me, I would just love to stay here and chat with y'all, but someone really ought to be seeing to the other guests. Lucky being indisposed the way he is.
What about you two?
We thought we might be able to know this about Lucky. I mean, we're not suspects or anything.
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Because we had no motive. We barely knew Mr. the Chance.
That's what you say. How do we know whether you knew him or not? How do we know anything about you?
Yeah, how do you know anything about you?
You break in here, sticking your nose in where they don't belong. You think you're not suspect?
Yeah, you break in here.
Shut up, Bunny.
Why did you break in here, as this gentleman said?
The name's Downs. Ups and downs.
Mr. Downs. Well,
Well, Baxter and I, we came in earlier, you see, to cover Mr. the Chance's birthday celebration for our school newspaper.
Broke in, you mean.
It's true, we weren't invited. But we only wanted
To stick your nose in where they don't belong.
Mr. Downs, please.
Anyway, then all these people came in looking for Mr. the Chance.
And Lucky wasn't here. And nobody could understand what. Never mind.
And then everyone got all excited because Baxter and I were uninvited guests, and they told us we had to leave immediately or they'd call the police.
But did they go? No. 10 minutes later, they're back in again.
Actually, it was more like 20.
Who cares how many minutes it was? What did you come back in for? That's what I'd like to know.
It's kind of embarrassing, really.
Betty didn't mean to take it.
Take what?
This folder, I picked it up when I came in earlier, and I forgot to put it back.
We thought we could just sneak right back here and put it back without anyone noticing. But then we found the body, so we had to stay around.
What folder are you talking about?
This one.
Daddy, it's the pictures. I just know it.
Let me take a look at that.
Why, it is full of pictures. Is this what Mr. the Chance wanted to speak to you about?
It's just some old snapshots, that's all.
Gosh, Baxter, look at all these pictures of Juliet Darling.
It's just some old photos of Juliet, that's it.
Here's one of you, Mr. Downs. Did you own a fishing boat? Oh, it says in the back. Downey Downs, Sandy Hook, August 4th, 1929. It says something else, but it's hard to read.
Let me see it. The whole something, the whole country is going something from eating bad fish. Ha, ha, ha.
I think it says blind. The whole country is going blind from eating bad fish. Ha, ha, ha. Is this supposed to be funny?
Makes me think of a guy back home. Charlie Samuels was his name.
It does?
Yeah,
Well, how does it remind you of Mr. Samuel?
he fished.
Oh.
Do people go blind from eating bad fish?
No, of course not. But in 1929, people did go blind from drinking bad liquor.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, I think you do, Mr. Downs. I think you were a front runner in 1929. You weren't a fisherman at all, were you? You smuggled liquor in from Canada.
That's how you got started on Wall Street.
What's it got to do with Wall Street? What's it got to do with anything?
That's how you got started. You started selling bootleg liquor from Canada before the crash, just in time to take advantage of the current bear market.
So what? Nobody cares who's believe back in the 20s. Nobody pays any attention.
But if Mr. LeChance would put it in his book, it could have proved to be embarrassing.
So what? People said that about everybody who made a little money back then. What did I care if Lucky told the whole world? He didn't have any proof.
It was proof enough to spoil your chances of receiving a diplomatic appointment.
What do you mean?
Betty's right. President Roosevelt would think twice about nominating anyone even suspected of criminal activity.
All right, I knew Lucky had the photo, but I didn't kill him. I couldn't have. Bunny and I were together all afternoon and evening, weren't we, Bunny?
Yeah, we went shopping. I got 3 new pairs of shoes. Then we stopped for a bite at Crafts. Then we came right here to meet with Lucky.
See, I didn't have time to commit a murder.
Oh no, we didn't rush to get here at all.
Well, I guess you have an alibi then. That is, if you were really shopping.
Do you want to see the sales slip?
Well, let's be fair now. You can't be in 2 places at once. Now, can you?
But how do I know for
If
sure?
that's all then, Bunny and I will go enjoy the party. That's what Lucky would have wanted, right? What do you say, Bunny?
Bye-bye, everyone.
If I run into one of the others, I'll tell them you detectives would like to have a word.
Listen, everybody. There's been a murder, so no one's allowed to leave the house. The murderer could be any one of you. You're all suspects, okay?
Bunny?
Shut up, Bunny.
I really thought Mr. Downs did. He's such a mean guy.
I'm still not so sure he didn't. Gosh, Baxter, look at all these pictures of Juliet Darling.
She's beautiful.
These are wedding pictures. I happen to be an authority on weddings myself.
Really?
Yeah, we got a nice chapel back home. Great place for a wedding.
And?
I can definitely identify these as wedding pictures.
We know these are wedding pictures.
Precisely.
Thank you, Detective Balboa.
I recognize some of these guys. Look, here's Ted Trumbull, and here's Carl Carrington.
There's writing on the back of this one. Julian Sam, June 9, 1915, till death do us apart.
That can't be Juliet Darling.
What can't be Juliet Darling?
Oh, Miss Darling, I didn't see you.
Well, I think you left my purse in here. Still playing detective?
Lady, you're saying again.
We're looking at some old wedding photos, Miss Darling.
What old wedding photos?
Your photos. Look, you're out with Carl Carrington.
Ah, yes, dear Carl. He was one of my first husbands.
But that's your very first.
Oh, heavens, I don't know. There were so many. How could one keep track?
Well, what I mean is, what about this one?
Where did you get that picture?
It is you, isn't it?
Oh, heavens, I don't know. Such a very old picture. I'm not sure who it is.
But it says Juliet Sam, June 9, 1915.
Does it?
Baxter thought it couldn't be you. But it is you, isn't it?
Is it important?
You tell me. It was with a whole bunch of pictures up to the Chance's desk.
And?
And you came here to talk to Mr. LeChance about something. Is this picture what it was?
I simply came to congratulate him on his birthday.
But you already did that back at the studio.
Lucky and I were intimate friends. I simply wanted a private moment with him. That's so difficult for you to understand.
And you came straight here after the show?
Yes. I stopped and signed a couple autographs, and I came straight here.
But not to talk about this
What's
picture?
so interesting about this picture? Julian Sam, June 9th, 1915, till death do us part. An ordinary sentiment after all.
It didn't turn out that way, did it?
To
I was just thinking about all your divorces.
All my divorces, as you so vulgarly put it, does not indicate that I did not love every one of my husbands. I adored all of them. It was simply not our destiny to remain together.
Until death do you part?
Some people are not suited for such commonplace arrangements.
Well, I guess not, honey. I mean, it's okay to get divorced. Lots of people do it, but you can't wait until the divorce is final until you get hitched to it. You can't be with two people at once, can you?
If that's all,
Did you, Miss Darling?
did I what?
Wait for the divorce to be final? Because if you didn't, then you and Sam are still married, and that makes you a bigamist.
God.
We were just children.
Well, Mr. the Chance found out. How?
I don't know. Does it really make a difference? I mean, really. My fans will understand.
Of course your fans may understand, but will Ludwig understand?
Ludwig is devoted to me, and I to him.
Yes, of course, but if Ludwig were to find out that his marriage to you is invalid, he may not agree to such a generous settlement.
Well, he does make a good motive for murder.
I did not kill Lucky LeChance.
Hurry up, you there. People are asking for you. Want me to start, don't you know?
If you'll excuse me.
Sorry for the interruption. Oh, by the by, I did telephone the police, but as Mr. Downs predicted, the phone lines are down. The storm, you know.
This, I think, is another one of the suspects.
Oh, yes, you remember Mr. Fairweather.
How'd you do? How'd you do? Delighted to meet you. Can't say I enjoy being a suspect, though. Friend of the family, you know.
Yeah, I understand, Fairboy.
Fairweather. Distinguished old American name. Perhaps you didn't know that. Why, the Fairweathers go way back. Pre-revolution and all that.
I suppose the LeChances do too, then?
Yes, very prestigious family. I say, how's your little investigation coming along?
Our little investigation, as you like to call it, is coming along just fine. I happen to have a lot of experience with this sort of thing.
Well, didn't mean to ruffle any feathers. Just, natural curiosity, as you might say.
We're looking for motives, Mr. Fairweather.
Good thinking. Found any?
We found these old photographs.
Photographs? Good. Great fun, old photographs. Found any good ones?
None of you, I'm afraid.
Didn't think so. Well, I'd best be off then, shall I?
Wait, here's something.
Oh?
The Fairweather Family Reunion, 1935. Descendants of the Fairweather family, descendants of Josiah Fairweather gather at Uplands on the Hudson for their annual family reunion.
Fairweather. Where have I heard that name before?
Mr. Fairweather is one of the suspects, Detective.
Oh, yeah, one of the suspects.
Well, I'd very best be getting back to the party then. Tempest fugit. We always used to say that.
Wait a minute, Mr. Fairweather. I don't see you in this picture.
Oh, well, rather large group there. How can you tell?
There are some names listed on the back. Pamela, Fairweather, George. No, I'm afraid I'm right. You're not in this picture.
Ah.
Here's the 1934 reunion.
You're not in this one either.
Oh, dear me.
I would have thought you would have made it for your own family reunion.
Family reunion? Thought this was a birthday party.
It is. We're talking about the Fairweather Family Reunion.
Fairweather. Where have I heard that name before?
Could it be that you're not in the picture because you're not one of Josiah Fairweather's descendants?
Oh, no, I am a Fairweather. Just not that particular Fairweather.
So you're not a Fairweather.
You made it up? The prestigious family name for the social connections?
Well, Dad did, actually. Got me into Eastbrook and Lansing, too. Seemed harmless enough. No one ever checked.
Except for Mr. LeChance.
LeChance. Now I know I've heard that name before.
I don't suppose it's against the law to exaggerate about one's family background. No harm done.
Of course not, but, well, the board of directors at Lansing may find it embarrassing to find out that their headmaster is, well, nobody at all, really.
Lucky never would have published that. He and I go way back, you know.
So I guess you pretty much had the run of the house, Mr. Fairweather.
Oh, I see what you mean. Motive and opportunity.
Aha!
Sonny, darling, what's keeping you?
I did not kill Lucky. Wouldn't know how. Well, I'd best be off then.
Gosh.
He seems upset. What's happened?
Murder will happen.
Oh, fiddle-dee-dee. I am sick to death of all the silly adorable man. We have friends. Nothing but friends.
Have you seen these photographs, Miss Trevor?
Photographs? What photographs?
The ones that we found on Mr. LeChance's desk.
There's probably one of you.
Oh, I doubt that, Sugar. I've had very few photographs taken. No one can understand why. My friends all say, Melanie, we just don't understand why you never get your photograph taken. With your looks, it's just a shame.
But isn't this you?
No, I don't think so.
Well, Baxter's right. It isn't you. It says Melissa Trevor. Oh, who's Melissa Trevor? She resembles you quite a bit. Is she your younger sister?
Oh, heavens no. That's little Melissa, my distant cousin. A charming child, but a little unstable.
Stable? Say, did I ever tell any of you about the famous North Dakota stable murder? My experience in the trap really helped me with that.
Gosh, who did it?
Right.
Well, I'm afraid I don't understand the writing on the back of this picture.
Right, and Sugar?
It says Melissa Trevor, R.O. What does R.O. mean?
Heavens, how would I know?
Rouge O'Malley.
I beg your pardon?
R.O. Rouge O'Malley. Melissa must have been your model or something like that.
Perhaps.
But I thought you said you were Rouge O'Malley.
And so I am. I'm Rouge O'Malley, the spirit of the Old South. That book came out of my very soul.
Your name is Rouge O'Malley?
No, this is Melissa Trevor. Yes, Melanie Trevor, the author. This here is Melissa Trevor.
So then this is Rouge O'Malley, and that young lady is the writer.
Who told you that? Did Lucky the Chance tell you that?
It's true?
I never said it was true.
But Lucky thought it was true.
As I told you, the child is unstable, ranting and raving and carrying on. It is my devout wish that she will cease and desist this caterwauling for her sake as well as for mine.
My dear Miss Trevor, what has happened to you? Why do you seem so, what do you call it? Distraught?
I'm terribly distraught. How can you accuse me in this way? How can you, any of you, think that that ridiculous child, Melissa Trevor,
Wrote as God is my witness.
Is this true?
no one will believe her. No one. She has not one particle of proof.
Paragon Pictures will not ask for proof. They simply will not sign a contract if there's any doubt.
I've been such a fool. I should have signed with no questions asked. I shouldn't have made any special requirements as to the stars or directors.
I see.
As God is my witness is a wonderful book. It does not require the services of the finest director of our time. It's indestructible.
Am I to understand that I am not, how do you call it, indispensable?
Oh, Sugar, I should have cut out my tongue. I have no doubt that I have wounded you to the quick.
It is unimportant.
It's just that when I saw that dreadful picture.
What picture?
Oh, this picture. We found it with a whole bunch of others on Mr. LeChance's desk. We think he was going to speak with you all about them in his meeting.
This, I think, is another one of the suspects?
Ah, yes. I am Romain Boudoir. At your service.
You don't remind me of anyone at all.
Why, here's a picture of you, Mr. Budwarsky. It's a fencing scene. My, you were young.
Ah, yes. My Laertes, one of my student roles, performed at the conservatory where I received my early training in classical theater. It was many years later that I decided that film direction was my true métier.
What's that on the curtain?
What?
It's some kind of lettering. JCHS. What does that stand for?
Ah, yes. In my country, this has a special meaning. It means, how can I explain this? It means...
It means Judson City High School.
What?
It means Judson City High School. Look, here's a picture of the baseball team, Mr. Budwarsky. And there you are, holding the bat that says Judson City High School. You must have been the manager.
Well, Philippi, you are an imposter.
So what?
What do you mean, so what? How could you do such a thing?
What was I supposed to do? That's what they want in Hollywood. Foreigners. They don't let Judson City high schoolers have a chance. They didn't know where I was from. They didn't care. Just as long as I had some kind of accent.
Lucky knew.
Yeah, good old Lucky. Came all the way from California and sat out on the train for more than 2 days just to figure out what he knew and how he knew it.
Gee, he must have been angry.
Okay, I was angry, but I didn't commit murder, and you can't prove it.
Betty, he's right. These pictures don't prove anything.
You bet your life they don't.
I declare, all this talk about murder, I simply don't believe it.
I agree, Miss Trevor. Why don't we, how do you say, join the others?
This can be our little secret. I've never heard of Judson City High School.
And I have never heard of, what's her name?
Melissa Trevor. Oh, forget I ever said that.
Is that everybody then?
That's everyone who wanted to see Mr. LeChant for the party.
What I can't figure out is which one of them is responsible for Mr. LeChance's death.
It doesn't make any sense. We don't have that much evidence.
In my opinion, somebody definitely did it.
They all have motives. They all have opportunities.
Of course they all had opportunity. All they'd have to do is show up a little bit before the others did to Mr. LeChance's meeting.
Mr. LeChant would have sure to be alone with no servants downstairs attending the party.
But which one of them did it?
It's hard to believe that any one of them could have done it. They're all such good friends with Mr. LeChant.
And it just seems like ages ago that we were on his radio show. He was so excited about his birthday party.
You were on the radio show tonight?
Yes, just a few hours ago.
So you were the assistants to Mr. LeChant?
No. We were the contestants. Juliet Darling was the assistant. Gosh, was she beautiful.
Wait a minute. Baxter, I just remembered something. Back at the studio, Juliet Darling was wearing a purple dress with white gloves. Why, I even remember Mr. LeChant saying that she was a lady in purple.
A vision in purple, he said. A vision.
But when she showed up to the party, she was wearing a deep red dress with sleeves.
So what are you saying, Betty?
Well, for some reason, she lied about changing her dress. Don't you remember? She said she didn't change. For some reason, she changed her dress, and then she lied to us about it.
But why?
Well, maybe because something splashed on the purple dress, like blood, maybe?
It's possible. Lucky was stabbed.
I noticed that.
But, well, how would she change into another dress? I mean, well, I guess she could have changed back at the studio, couldn't she? I mean, it's only a few minutes away from here.
But how would you prove this?
Well, I bet that if we went back to the studio and walked into Miss Darling's dressing room, we'd find a purple dress soaked in blood.
Unfortunately, you'll never find out whether you're right.
Miss Darling.
Are you the murderer then?
So Miss Bailey has deduced.
I hope you don't mind me asking, where did you get such an elaborate knife?
It was a little souvenir from when I did Othello. Blaise Gregory gave it to me when the critics proclaimed me the quintessential Desdemona.
Gosh, I bet the critics thought you were wonderful.
Baxter, Miss Darling just murdered Mr. LeChance.
Oh, right.
But why did you do it, Miss Darling?
Had to. I need the money from Ludwig.
But you'll never get away with it. Wait, look, the police have arrived.
Unfortunately, Miss Bailey, you're mistaken. Sonny couldn't get through to the police. The lines were down because of the storm.
I'm afraid this is not quite true, Juliet. You'd best put the gun down.
I'm disappointed in you, Sonny. I thought you weren't going to call the police.
I know, but I went ahead and called the police anyway, in spite of the storm. You'd best come along with me, Juliet.
Mr. Fairweather,
Yes?
why did you call the police?
Don't you know? Lucky and I, we go way back.
This is great. Another case solved by the great Lieutenant Balboa. This will be a wonderful novel.
Gosh, what are you going to call your novel?
I will call it Murder by Chance.
Gee, that's a swell title.
Well, that doesn't make much sense at all.
What do you mean?
Well, it wasn't murder by chance. It was murder of chance. Or rather, murder of a chance. Maybe you should call your book Murder of a Chance, or Chance Murder, or how about Murder Takes a Chance? But not Murder by Chance. I mean, who would buy a book with that silly title?
Shut up, Betty.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the ending you just voted for. Juliet Darling as the murderer. But, had you heard, when they discovered the body, there's a funny smell, like chewing gum, only stronger. This is how things would have turned out.
You know, it's funny. None of the suspects asked to see the body. None of them asked to see how he died.
He was poisoned. I can already tell the signs.
But what I can't figure out is how the murderer got Mr. LeChance to take the poison.
Simple. He covered up the taste with mentha paprika. It's got a very strong flavor to it.
You mean that stuff that smells like chewing gum?
Wait a minute, Baxter, I've got it.
Got what?
I know who the murderer is. Well, don't you remember? None of the suspects asked how Mr. LeChance was killed.
That's right. You just said that.
But one of them knew. One of them said he must have eaten some poisonous food or something. Baxter, the murderer is...
Melanie Trevor.
Very clever of her to disguise the food with mentha paprika.
What is mentha paprika?
I guess you could call it peppermint.
Mint. That's it. She gave him the poison in a mint julep.
Very clever, I do declare.
But why did you do it, Miss Trevor?
Because he was going to tell. Don't you see? If Lucky told the whole world that Melissa Trevor wrote, "As God is my witness," I would have died. I surely would.
But Melissa really did write As God is my witness.
Oh, yes. Such a clever little thing, but so emotional. I do declare she has been simply hysterical about this whole thing. Fortunately, no one believes her. No one realizes that she's the true author.
You know.
Yes, indeed. But y'all aren't going to tell anyone, are you, Sugar?
You'll never get away with this, Miss Trevor. The police have arrived.
You're mistaken, Sugar. Sonny couldn't get through to the police. Just strong, you know.
I'm afraid that's not quite true, Melanie.
Sonny, how could you? I thought you weren't going to call the police.
I know, but I went ahead and called the police anyway, in spite of the storm. You'd best come along with me, Melanie.
But, Mr. Fairweather, why
Yes?
did you call the police?
I do. Don't you know? Lucky and I, we go way back.
Well, I do declare, that is interesting. But, had you heard, he's been shot. This is how things would have turned out.
It's hard to believe that any one of them could have done it. They were all such good friends with Mr. LeChance.
But one of them must have been pretty upset about that autobiography he was writing. Mad enough to shoot him in cold blood.
Not a very interesting murder.
Well, do you have any ideas about it, Detective?
About what?
About the murder, about Mr. LeChance?
Oh, yeah, fellow that was shot. Could have been anyone.
That's what you said before. It could have been any one of them.
No, Baxter, that's not what he said. He said it could be anyone.
Same thing.
It's not the same thing. Anyone could mean anyone.
So how could just anyone break in here?
We broke in here.
It's different. We're not murderers.
No, but the murderer could have come in the same way we did. Why, he even said so. Baxter, don't you remember? He said, "Why, you come in here breaking through the window for Pete's sake."
Sticking your nose in where they don't belong.
How could you do it, Mr. Downs? How could you shoot a man that you've known your whole life?
Too bad you caught my little slip of tongue, Miss Bailey. I got sore. Lucky said he had an old photo of me. I offered him a bundle for it, but he just laughed. And then I threatened him and he laughed some more.
Done laughing, huh?
Yeah. Too bad you're never going to get him to write a book about it.
You'll never get away with this, Mr. Downs. The police have arrived.
Your mistake, sister. Sonny couldn't get through to the police. The storm, you see.
I'm afraid that's not quite true, I'd say. You'd best put the gun down.
How could you, Sonny? I didn't hear that stupid.
I know, but I went ahead and called the police anyway, in spite of the storm.
Mr. Fairweather,
Yes?
why did you call the police?
Had you. Don't you know, Lucky and I, we go way back.
This time, instead of being shot, he's been beaten on the head with a little hammer. Maybe help us to figure out what.
It's hard to believe that any one of them could have done it. They were all such good friends with Mr. LeChance.
One of them must have been really angry about that autobiography he was writing. Angry enough to beat him to death.
But with what? That's what I can't figure out.
You said that the bruises looked like they had been made from a tiny hammer?
Yeah, but we don't go into study having a little hammer in your pocket.
That's true. Oh, maybe it was a cane. The only problem is none of our suspects carry a cane.
Maybe it was someone we never met.
A stranger with a cane. No, not a very good title. How about a walking stick instead? The Walking Stick Murders. Yeah, I like that.
Mrs. Downs' umbrella.
Why, it's been right here in front of us this whole time.
Well, wait, what about the fellow with the cane?
Why, I bet that if we looked at the end of that umbrella, there'd be blood and hair all over it.
That's disgusting.
Well, that's what they do in the forensics department. But what I can't figure out is why Mrs. Downs killed him. I mean, Lucky didn't have any incriminating pictures of her.
She probably wanted to keep the stuff about her husband quiet. She really wanted to be presented at court.
That's right, she did.
You talking about me?
Mrs. Downs. Oh.
I came back to get my thing.
Oh, don't touch that.
Why not?
There's a strong suspicion that this innocent-looking umbrella was used to kill Mr. Lucky LeChance.
You're crazy. You know that? That's my umbrella.
Aha!
Aha! What do you mean, aha? What does he mean, aha?
If this is the murder weapon, then
Oh,
you...
no, you don't. I did not murder Lucky. I couldn't have. I was out shopping with Upson all afternoon. You can ask him.
But you weren't, Mrs. Downs.
I wasn't what?
You weren't with Mr. Downs. Why, I even remember you said he had a fit when he saw all the stuff you loved.
So?
So you weren't with him this afternoon.
Well, I was still shopping. I wasn't here killing anybody.
You could have easily done both.
Just a theory, of course. You might want to put the umbrella down.
Stay back! Stay away from me, you hear? Don't come any closer!
Don't get excited, Mr. Downs.
No, wait a minute. The umbrella can't be the murder weapon.
Then it must be the fellow with the cane.
No, you said that the bruises look like they've been made from a little hammer. You don't hold an umbrella like you hold a hammer.
Oh.
Oh,
So the police probably wouldn't find any hair or blood on the umbrella.
that's disgusting. Well, I'm gonna go now, since I don't have your precious little murder weapon.
Don't forget your shoes, Mrs. Downs.
Shoes!
Yeah, shoes.
Now, wait a minute, Mrs. Downs. I said that the umbrella couldn't be the murder weapon, but a high-heeled shoe could have easily made bruises like a little hammer. You have 3 pairs of shoes in that bag, Mrs. Downs, and I bet that the police would like to take a look at them.
You think you're so smart. Just like Lucky. You think I'm nothing.
Did he say that?
He didn't have one picture of me. I asked him where my picture was, and he just laughed. Well, no one's gonna laugh at me from now on. You'll never get away with this, Mrs. Downs. That can't be. Sonny couldn't eat a whole cookie because of the storm.
I'm afraid that's not quite true, buddy. You'd best put the gun down.
It's not fair. I thought you were gonna call the police.
I know, but I went ahead and called the police anyway, in spite of the storm.
But, Mr. Fairweather,
Yes?
why did you call the police?
I do. Don't you know? Lucky and I, we go way back.
When solving a murder, time is of the essence. This time, his head has been bashed in, and his watch is smashed at 5:45.
It's hard to believe that any one of them could have done it. They're all such good friends of Mr. LeChance. Except for Mr. Fairweather, still suspicious of him.
Detective Balboa, what are you doing?
I'm taking a look at LeChance's pocket watch. Mine stopped.
But Mr. LeChance's watch stopped at 5:45.
But that's the craziest part about this whole thing. Oh, why would the murderer smash Mr. LeChance's watch at 5:45?
Maybe it wasn't Mr. LeChance's watch.
But then whose would it be?
I don't know, maybe the murderer's.
But that leaves us with the same problem. Why would the murderer smash his watch at 5:45?
Maybe his watch was just slow.
Slow? A watch isn't 2 or 3 hours slow.
And I don't think a watch would be the murder weapon.
Oh, no, of course not. But, wait a minute. We said that Mr. LeChance couldn't have been killed at 5:45. He was on the radio show. But it's possible that he could have been killed at 8:45.
It's possible. We didn't discover the body until a little after 9. But why would the watch say 5:45?
Maybe the watch was from a different time zone.
That's right. In California, 8:45 would be 5:45. Did Juliet Darling do it?
Oh, no. You remember, Juliet Darling had a small wristwatch. Why, this is a big, bulky watch. It must belong to
Roman Podwarski.
Very clever, I must say.
Mr. Podwarski. Why did you do it?
Why? Because he was going to tell the whole world that the great Roman Budwatsky was really Billy Bascom from Judson City. I couldn't let that happen. wouldn't show me the pictures. But he got a real kick out of the baseball team. Waved a bat in my face and called me Bat Boy.
So then you killed him with a baseball bat?
Yeah. But that's not what I'm going to do with you.
You'll never get away with this, Mr. Bubarski. The police have arrived.
I'm afraid you are mistaken, my dear. Sonny couldn't get a hold of the police because of the telephone lines were down because of the storm.
I'm afraid that's not quite true, Robin.
I thought you weren't going to call the police, Sonny. Whose side do you want?
What? I know, but I went ahead and called the police anyway, in spite of the storm. You'd best come along with me, Roman.
But, Mr. Fairweather,
Yes?
why did you call the police?
Had to. Don't you know? Lucky and I, we go way back.
Mr. LeChance certainly isn't very lucky. For his final murder this evening, he's been strangled with a necktie.
It's hard to believe that any one of them could have done it. They were all such good friends with Mr. LeChance.
Imagine strangling a man with his own necktie.
Fit to be tied.
Excuse me?
Fit to be tied. It's a possible title for my next novel.
How could you be thinking about book titles at a time like this? A man's been murdered.
Oh, well, it isn't easy. It takes a lot of experience to come up with good titles.
What about the tie headlines?
That's not bad, but it's not very interesting. The public likes something a little classier. How about this? The old school tie cape. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Gee, that's a good title. You know, Mr. LeChance went to one of those fancy prep schools.
That's right. Now, Baxter, what's the name of the prep school that Mr. Fairweather is now the headmaster of?
I don't know, Lawrence or Lansing or something?
Lansing. Yes, that was at Lansing. Detective Balboa, do you still have the tie tack that we found in your body earlier?
Yeah, it's right here.
Of course. Maybe this tie tack didn't belong to Mr. LeChance after all. Maybe it belonged to Mr. Fairweather.
But the monogram is an L.
Of course. An L for Lansing. The L stands for Lansing.
Very clever of you, Miss Bailey. Very clever indeed.
But how could you strangle a man with his own necktie?
One makes use of what comes to hand, so to speak.
But he was your best friend. He wouldn't have reported you to the board of directors at Lansing.
Said he would. Thought he had a good laugh about it. Hard to believe you would do such a thing like that. Lucky and I.
Yeah, you go way back. I've heard you say that.
I'm afraid you've heard and seen a great deal, Miss Bailey. Altogether, too much, I'm afraid.
But you'll never get away with it, Mr. Fairweather. The police will arrive.
That can't be. I didn't telephone line with the storm, you know.
Well, I did, Sugar. You better put the gun down. You hear?
Melanie, how could you? I thought we agreed we wouldn't get through because of the storm.
I know we did, Sugar. But I went ahead and called anyway, in spite of the storm. You'd better come along with me now.
But, Miss Trevor,
Yes?
why did you call the police?
Had to. Lucky and I, we go way back.